My name is Jen. I'm from Colchester, Connecticut. I served over 22 years in the military. I have magazines and firearms that I've collected over the years, all lawful, all legal. And every time we turn around, we're getting the shaft by our government by passing ineffective laws. Every law in place that was in effect for Adam Lanza to do what he did was supposed to prevent it, and it didn't. New laws don't fix the problems. Put the criminals behind bars, catch them the first time, not let them out, don't let them play bargain, hold them accountable. Everything here today that people are registering, they've already owned. They're effectively banning it, and people have bought these things as investments, just like gold and silver. They go up in value. Many of us are losing thousands of dollars worth of material that we could have sold at auction legally, which is what the state police or somebody else can do when they buy them later on or out of state. Right now, the magazines that we purchased, we're giving them away. We've destroyed them. We registered the ones we want to keep, but the ones we're at loss because we don't want a list of 3 pages long in here on the books for fear of our own government. What are we going to do with that loss? We can't write it off on our taxes. We don't get anything out of it. We're not getting reimbursed, and it's the law-abiding citizens that are ones that, we're not the ones that are the problem.
Now, you sound like a lot of people I've talked to today, and I'm going to ask you the same question I asked them. Do you know who your state rep and your state senator are?
Yes, I do.
Do you know how they voted on April 4th?
Do. And I'll not vote for them again either.
Now, that's one thing. More important is to find somebody to oppose them and support that person. Don't wait till November. Do it next month. Get it done. Find somebody. If you don't know who's running, find somebody. We have groups started all over the state right now in all 133 districts. Not all 133 yet, but in many of them, volunteers getting together before candidates are even chosen.
We need to do a recall.
Well, there's no recall in the law books. The best recall is every 2 years on election day, and that's the time to do it.
But there needs to be a law for a recall, and Malloy's going to lose a lot of votes because 3 out of 4 households in Connecticut own firearms.
I hear you, and that's the best thing I've heard today. 3 out of 4. That ain't bad.
And if you look at every month, if you're a member of the NRA, they send you an article every month of Armed Citizen. It talks about the number of times that people use firearms to stop crimes. In other states, Colorado Mall.
Millions every year.
A guy walked in, got a AK-47, ran in to do his whatever, his deeds with ammo. A civilian walking in with a concealed weapon, drew his handgun. The guy ran into a stairwell and committed suicide, and nobody else was killed.
Yep.
If just one person had the ability to do that, it could have stopped it. If one person is Sandy Hook, and that was a nightmare. I feel for their families, and I pray for their families that they'll find peace somehow. But the bottom line is there's nothing you can do at this point except to try to keep it from happening again. That's parents getting in touch with their kids, taking control of their kids, holding the kids accountable. The fathers, where are the fathers at with these kids?
The biggest insult that I've heard about today is that because of the governor and McKinney and Williams and all those others.
It's an illegal law too. They passed it illegally.
But they've instantly made everybody who is law-abiding a criminal.
Not technically a criminal yet, unless they register. If they don't register, but under Section 29-28. Confidentiality laws of permit holders, are they going to apply that to these magazines?
Well, we'll see next session of the legislature.
Police officers don't have to register their privately owned magazines or assault weapons.
Well, there was a couple of armed guards here today that they're not policemen, but in their work they had to come down to register just their magazines.
And Millstone, why is Millstone, a company that pays millions of dollars of taxes to this state, why were they exempt from having to register or not being allowed to purchase high-capacity magazines? It takes literally less than a second to drop out a 10-round mag and throw in another one.
We've shown that in videos that I've done back in March with the AR and other weapons also, that whether it's a 30-round mag or a 310 rounds, the amount of time difference is just a mere couple of seconds if you're any kind of Even an amateur can do that.
Millstone, do you think someone's actually going to try to drive through the gate without a reinforced glass if they were to try something? They'd take an airplane. They're not going to be able to stop it with an AR.
Right.